Hi, this is Art. This is Cooking with Art in the Kitchen. Well, you could call it Cooking with Art in the Kitchen. Sometimes it might be called What Are You Doing in the Kitchen Art? But here's what I'm doing. I'm making a simple recipe. I've learned how to do this, and I'm going to conquer it no matter what it takes. Last batch I made, they're using it for bricks on a major building enterprise. This is called Peanut Butter Rice Krispie Treats by me. Actually, it's not by me. It's by Pam. I found the recipe and I'm trying to learn how to do this. Now, I'm going to show you what I've done. Over here, you can see that right there is the first batch. Now, isn't that pretty? Now, the reason why I say isn't that pretty is that, well, that one batch just wasn't that cool. It was awful. When it fell out of that tray, see the tray? When it fell out of that tray, it went clunk on the floor. That's not good. People won't eat that. Okay, now, here's what my cooking area looks like. Get ready for this. This is going to blow you away. Yeah, blow you away. Okay, there you go. Now, okay, there's the pot. Oops, there's the pot. There's the pot right there. See the pot? It's got the marshmallows in it and the other stuff that you need in there, like 3 scoops of butter to make it really, really good. Then there's the Rice Krispie Treats. It says use 6 cups. I'm using 6 cups of it. See? 6 cups. There's the greased up tray, ready to go. Okay? Ready to go. Now, over here, this is the peanut butter. The peanut butter stuff. You know, peanut butter Rice Krispie Treats. That's what it is. There is all the peanut butter jars. Now, I've used a lot. That's because I'm really not, I should be banned from the kitchen is what the problem is. But I'm going to let you see what it's like to cook with art. So, here we go. Now, I have already mixed in, the other stuff into this into the pot. When I say other stuff, what I really mean is this. I have, oops, the fire's on. Okay, now listen. It's important that we understand how I work. That thing right there, that's called a microwave. We're not using it. See, right there. I can't do anything about that. It's built in. Okay, now I'm stirring the pot, and I have to stir it quickly so that the marshmallows don't burn. When they burn, I think that's what happens to the Rice Krispie Treats and turns them into bricks. Not fun to eat. Break your teeth. Stuff like that. Now, you just keep in motion this whole thing. I know. You think I should be off doing, like mowing the yard maybe, but not doing this. But I've got to learn it some way or another. So I'm learning it the some way. I don't know if it's the other. Now, I'm trying to get these marshmallows to melt, and slowly but surely they're starting to come around to my way of thinking. I think they are. You might have noticed that I have a bottle of wine here. No, I don't drink wine, but it's here. I have no idea why I've got it sitting out there, but I do have it there just in case. My Dr. Peppers are out in the refrigerator. I'm not going to go get them yet because, like I said, I'm trying to melt the marshmallows. If I don't get these marshmallows melted, then this whole thing is just wasted time. And I've turned out another batch of brick bats. So I am feverishly working the marshmallows, trying to get them to melt away and turn into a nice gooey stuff that's going to make the Rice Krispie Treats even better. Now, the other thing is, I've answered 2 or 3 phone calls during the process of getting this thing done. I'm not real sure if I took my concentration away from what I was working on and perhaps created a monster Rice Krispie Treat, but I'm working. I'm working like a fool. Now, see, here you go. Okay, they're starting to take shape. Now they're starting to turn into a nice gooey goo down there in the bottom of the pot. So I am getting ready to add in the peanut butter. That's why we call it Peanut Butter Rice Krispie Treats. There it goes. Okay, it's in there. Now, I've got to stir this around, getting it all mixed together without letting it burn. And, you know, I'm sure this is probably easy if you know what you're doing, but I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just working at this, and quite frankly, when I do make it right, it is good. But boy, when I make it wrong, it is oh so bad. Okay, now I got to turn that fire down because we're starting to get some too much hot in there. And too much hot is what turns that stuff in there into the brick. Well, at least I think so. I'm not real sure about that part. Now, this is pretty well coming together. I've got my peanut butter and my marshmallows all mixed together. So now I'm going to move this over just a little bit so that I can get, and see, I got peanut butter on my fingers. See, peanut butter on the fingers. See, peanut butter. I don't even know how I got that. Okay, now I'm going to pour in the Rice Krispie Treats. Excuse me. Okay, I'm pouring it in. There's one of them. And here comes the final. Now, I'm going to move this back over toward the fire, and I turned off the fire because until I get this thing really rocking and rolling, and I will point out that when you're mixing this, you will tend to send Rice Krispies almost everywhere. And that's why I have Sadie. Sadie's my dog. Actually, Sadie's Pam's dog. Sadie comes by and she does the cleanup work. Anything that hits the floor, if it's in the food group, might be part of the food group, could be a part of the food group, that dog will eat it. So I'm mixing this fairly well, and well, I think fairly well. Somebody else may come in here who knows how to really do this and say, what in the world are you doing? Why are you trying to do it? Don't you need to be out mowing the yard or washing the car? Pastor, anything. Why are you doing this? Well, I like Rice Krispie Treats. And if I can ever figure this out, if I can get it done right, I will have a masterful master of Rice Krispie Treats. Now, I don't know if that'll get me anything, a degree of any sort. Will it get me into the Food Hall of Fame? I doubt it. Is there such a thing as a Food Hall of Fame? I don't know. So, like I said, you got to work. I got the prices right on the TV in the living room in there. I have no idea what they're doing, but you might be able to hear it in the background. Okay, now, I've almost got all this mixed together, and it's one big, massive glob of Rice Krispie Treats, or Rice Krispies. I got to turn the fire on a little bit. Okay. Do I have? Nope, don't have fire. Okay, didn't have fire on that one. Better do that again. Ooh, smell of gas. Okay, we got fire. Now, I'm going to heat this up just a little bit so that it'll kind of blend together better than what's going on right now. It looks pretty good. Now, I am going to move over to that tray. Remember that tray I showed you a minute ago that was empty? That's where I'm going. I'm going over there with this. So hang on. Thought I was going to leave you alone, didn't you? No, not me. I'm going to sit you right here on top of some of the mixing jars that I've been working with. Oh, don't fall. So if I lose you all of a sudden, I'm sorry. Now, put the stuff down. Grab a hold. See, this is why I shouldn't be in the kitchen. You take it and you dump it. Oh, there it goes. You dump it into the bottom or into that thing right there, that pan. You set it down over there in the sink because you're supposed to wash it later. Now you take this thing. I don't even know what you call it, but it's a pretty handy little thing. I thought about inventing one of these things, but apparently somebody beat me to that too. Okay, anyway, I am going to move this around, push it into corners all the way around. Looks pretty good, actually. One batch I made, I apparently did not put in enough marshmallows, and the stuff you had to eat it with a spoon. But, I mean, you had to scoop it out with a spoon. You couldn't cut it. You couldn't do anything with it because it was awful. It was just awful. And that was my very first batch. And when I made that, that's when Pam was in the hospital. I took it up there, and I want you to know, nobody ate it. I can't say that I blame them. I tried a piece of it. A piece. You couldn't get a piece. You had to use a spoon to get it out. It was awful. Awful. Then I made the bricks, that was even worse. Now, this has come out, I think, fairly well. Okay, this is what you call cooking with art. I don't know that we'll go nationwide with this show. Probably won't even get on YouTube. But now I have successful. Whoops! Wait a minute. Hang on. I have successful. I got to make it kind of pretty. You know what I mean? They say part of the presentation of food is how pretty it looks when you're doing it, or after you're finished with it, and you present it to whoever's going to eat it. So I have got to have the proper presentation. Okay, I've got it all pushed in. To me, it looks fairly good. Now, as you can see, oh, you can't see. Let me show you. Ta-da! There you have a new bowl of Rice Krispies Treats. How about that? Well, I don't know how about that yet because we still have to eat it and see if it's any good. See, I've worked up a sweat. You shouldn't do that when you cook, except when you're scared to death of what you're producing. And quite frankly, I'm scared to death of what I'm producing. I'm going to go now. You guys have a really nice day, and don't forget to tune in soon for another Cooking with Art. Bye.